Welcome to the Stateless Codecast. This is episode number 52 of our series nerddice.com, where we create a Ruby on Rails app that manages tabletop role-playing. So in the previous video, I started the journey from Rails 7.0 to Rails 8.0. I have a longer introduction in that video and kind of goes over the overview of what we're planning on doing for this whole series of videos. And we're breaking it out kind of into more manageable bite-sized chunks. So one of the things we have to do or should do before moving from Rails 7.0 to Rails 7.1, which is the first kind of step of that 3 Rails versions upgrade that we'll wind up doing, is to get the dependencies in order. So in the previous video, I went and upgraded the Ruby version, which was at 3.2.2, and upgraded that to 3.4.3. Tailwind has gone from version 3 to version 4 back in February, and it's a special enough and kind of unique enough dependency upgrade that it kind of warrants its own video and treatment. So that's what we're doing here. I've done this once already on an app that was already on Ruby on Rails version 8. So I'm going through the Agile web development using Ruby on Rails 8 beta version of that book. And when Tailwind 4 came out, I upgraded that app from version 3.3.1 to version 4.0.0. In the intervening time, there's now a version 3.3.2 of the kind of 3.x stream, and then the current version of Rails Tailwind CSS is 4.2.2. The other kind of challenge here is the Tailwind upgrade guide assumes that you've got Node and you're using a JavaScript tooling framework. In this project, we don't have a requirement for Node or NPM or anything like that. We're using ImportMaps. So we don't really have a package.json or a package.lock.json. So in order to get the upgrade script to work, we're going to have to temporarily add one, do the upgrade, and then remove it so that we don't commit it to Git or do anything there. One more thing to show is these are kind of the things that in your Tailwind classes you'll likely need to replace. So shadow becomes shadow dash small, outline none becomes outline hidden. A lot of these things that have default values on them, now you want to specify dash small on them. And there are other things here that are noted in the upgrade guide. The configuration files move. You no longer need a JavaScript configuration file. It all moves into CSS itself. And we'll kind of see some of those things as we work our way through this. The first thing we're going to do before we actually make the upgrade is to validate the current state so that we can compare current, kind of before and after. We're going to do this is the type of thing that requires a manual visual regression test to make sure that you haven't kind of broken your look and feel of your site. We don't have a lot yet that uses Tailwind, so I don't anticipate much in the way of breaking changes, and even if they are there, we may just choose to defer fixing them until we actually design what we intend the UI to be for the app beyond the devise pages where we're signing up, logging in, kind of that workflow, which is what we'll be testing here. So we're going to run bin dev. I might need to create my database. We'll see. It looks like it's working here. So we'll run to localhost 3000 and see we don't have much yet in the way of anything here. I've replaced my computer, so we won't have any actual users here. So we'll have to go with the sign up workflow, and we'll use a fake email here. We'll make it not match. So we've got our errors prohibited here. All right, message with a confirmation link has been sent. So we'll follow that message to activate the account. This is available in your logs here, so we can just follow this link to confirm the account. Has been confirmed. We'll now log in. We'll add another character here to show the failure, invalid email or password. Log in, visit the members area, back to the welcome page, manage your account, and we will change the password. Current password is available. Password, current password. Password confirmation, and then current password. So that's something I'll want to fix later. It's not very intuitive that you're doing your new password confirmation, and then current password. Update it, manage my account, and now I will, you can see the hovers working here. I'll cancel my account. Am I sure? Yes, I'm sure. Now if I go and try to log in, that user will not exist anymore. And we'll say invalid email or password. So it won't tell you anything, give you too much information in the errors when you're trying to log in. We had a video called Make Device Paranoid when we kind of went through that process of making sure that you don't give away too much information in your error codes. So that is kind of our before version of this. Now we're going to start the upgrade process. So I'm going to create a package.json in my project. This will be at the top level. All right. Get rid of the JSON comments here. We'll stop our server, run npm install. At least when I did this in February, I had to do the installs of the npm packages globally. The upgrade script didn't support the use of these things. And actually, I need to, before we move on, make sure that my Tailwind CSS Rails is pinned properly. Make it .3.2 here. And actually, I should have done this before doing the regression testing, but so 3.4.17, which matched what we had in our package.json, and the bundle is updated here. Run a quick, oh, exited with code 1. Longer part of the default gems. Huh. Wonder why that worked earlier and has stopped working now. Concurrent Ruby got moved back. So in the previous video, I had to pin concurrent Ruby to specifically 1.3.4 because 1.3.5 doesn't work with Rails 7.0, and so we're going to do this again, change it back. Because it's a transitive dependency, I'm not going to have it explicitly specified in my Gemfile, because by the time we get to Rails 7.1, the need for it will be gone. I did have a couple that I added to my Gemfile last time where they were extracted from, these were libraries that were extracted from the standard library and became independent gems between Ruby 3.2 and Ruby 3.4. So those ones we have here, we're going to get rid of those ones, but we'll see if we can now rerun our bundle install. And we're back to working here. So you get the idea. I'm not going to show all of the regressions on camera as I rerun them unless something comes up that is visually important or notable to show in the video. This is just like a visual smoke test to make sure that nothing major changed between the kind of updating version 3 of Tailwind to its latest pre-version 4 version. So we will continue on. We're going to temporarily add an additional dot to all of these paths in tailwind.config.js. It would help if I use the correct character here. Run the upstream upgrader as instructed above. Remove the following lines in the CSS file if present. We'll look for that. It is not present. So we can skip that step. Then in class names, I guess the above there was fairly high. We will try running, actually I may have done, well, we'll try it and see whether we error out or not. I'll hit clear here before we get started. And what is our issue here? Do not know how to build the task. All right, so instead of trying to do the rake task here, so it says the rake task doesn't exist, I'm going to try to do the upgrade tool using the npx command instead. So we'll hit clear here again. Okay to proceed. Git directory is not clean. Please stash or commit your changes before migrating. I will use the -- force here because the only changes I have are related to setting up for this upgrade. So okay. No configuration file found. Please provide a path to the Tailwind version 3 config file here. We'll do -- config, and it will be, it's in the config directory, so could not determine files, assets, style sheets. Maybe we need to revert out those double dots. Try that. Still not working here. So I think I might have our solution. The issue is that, at least I think, based on this Reddit, for the same issue, is that I don't have the node modules folder in my gitignore folder, which I think the Rails upgrade guide specifies. If not, I recall seeing it at some point before. So we're going to temporarily add that to our .gitignore file. See if that solves our issue. All right, so that looks promising. Looks like the script completed. And what happened? So our config dot tailwind config.js got deleted. The app assets style sheets application Tailwind CSS got modified, and we don't have a lot here. Let me compare this against the other time I did this. So it looks like this needs to be moved from application.tailwind.css to tailwind application.css. Let's see here, git. So got this content here. That's the only difference in our app for right now. Take a look at the next step here. So we didn't really have that input field apply directive in our current set of things. We still have the plugins here. All right, so I think I may have neglected the step of upgrading the Tailwind CSS Rails gem prior to attempting the upgrade. So I'm going to now do a bundle install there. So in our Gemfile, we'll see what happens here. Our Tailwind tailwind.config.js is gone, so it might not work, but we'll give it a shot here. 4.0, which should give us 4.2.2, which is the latest version here. All right, we'll rechange concurrent Ruby back to 1.3.4. Run another bundle install. Give that a shot. Now we'll try the rake task. Default tailwind config.js is missing. So I should have done that before I attempted to run the JS file. We'll keep going here and try to get things kind of modified as best we can. Let's see if we have any. So the next thing we're going to do, we know that this is in the wrong place. So let's move it. To a status. I think I need to make the app assets tailwind directory first. App assets tailwind application.css. We'll just move things so I can see that. So we're going to app assets tailwind. We're now going to git move and get me back so I can, so you can see what I'm typing here. And that's going to be app assets tailwind, and the file name becomes just application.css. So got that. I didn't add it first. And it's been moved but not added. So git add, git status. All right, that becomes added and deleted. Now we'll do a git diff here. Let's check. I've got, in this case, for this app, I've got the Tailwind stuff in app helpers, Tailwind helper. We'll just see here. I don't think we've got any shadow things or anything that was covered by the differences there. Yeah, I think we're good with both of those. So now we're going to get status. We're going to rm package lock rm package.json rm f or r node modules. We're going to git reset and just git checkout head dot gitignore git status. Going to git rm and so now all of our JavaScript tooling is gone. Do a git diff and see what's still around in our Gemfile. Okay, this all looks okay. Let's fire it up and see if things work. So now we're going to rerun our regression here. Stylesheet link tag is not where it needs to be. Let's see, application.html.erb. Looks like we just get rid of it. Try again. All right, so we're already different in terms of our layout here. Let's see. Make sure that things are actually being required properly. Yeah, this is not what we need here. None of this styling matches our Tailwind styling. Let's cancel this. Take a look at our application.css here. And our diff from last time. So new application.css. I'm going to say we just need these same things. All right, that's what we've got there. And then these are all changes that were necessitated by the upgrades for the particular app there. This might be a difference between Rails 7 and 8 as well. See if that fixes anything or breaks anything. Okay, asset not found. We will revert here and then explicitly link to the link. Tag. Try that. Tailwind/application. Looks like a, maybe I need to, probably going to be able to get rid of this later anyway, but. So I'm thinking that my difference in doing this before is that Rails 8 has prop shaft and Rails 7.0 doesn't. So I'm going to see if I can move that Tailwind application.css file back to where it was. We'll just switch the arguments around here. Now that's gone. This one's back. And we'll return our status of application to where it was. See if, no. Tailwind app assets tailwind.css does not exist. Where is that specified? We'll copy, which is bad, but we'll see if any of this helps solve our problems here. All right, so we've got working bin dev, and we're still back to here with sprockets. So we'll see what I can do to get Tailwind for working with sprockets. So still trying to figure this out. I'm going to try to execute the Rails Tailwind CSS install command and see kind of what that's doing and either where it's failing, or maybe it will kind of prompt me to keep or get rid of stuff. So we'll see what happens here. All right. Insert into layouts application. Compile initial Tailwind build. Assets config. Manifest.js. Let's see what got inserted into html.erb here. Stylesheet link tag tailwind. And this is looking promising. All right, so now we're going to sign up, get our shading. We don't have a border on our form fields here, so we need to reapply that compatibility item that we had a bit ago here. Yeah, this layer base here. Keep that around, and then we'll add that to our backlog as something to change after. But so let's see if we can do about getting these things. We'll delete you. Restart our dev server here. And we've got our borders back. And we are close enough to parity that we can continue on. So now let's take a look back at our diff. Now we want to get add, so that's tailwind, get rm, the old location, get status, get diff. Want to keep that. Want to keep that. So looks like the only real change needed there was the getting rid of that interfont, modifying bin dev. We will now run our tests. Seeing at least one failure or one error. I wonder if it's no such driver error. Yeah, that Google APIs thing that we saw in the last video. We'll try rerunning the tests. We're good there. Make sure we didn't run afoul of the fuzz. We did not. Now we're going to get add. I think we can just do dot here. Diff cached. So we get rid of our old version of this. We transitioned, updated the bin dev file and our style sheet link tag slightly, and then we got rid of the config tailwind JavaScript file. We will git commit. Let's also double check there's nothing left from the vestiges of our package XML and package lock XML and node modules. Yep, they're all gone. All right, we've got our commit message here. We'll try to push to our remote, kick off our build. We will preemptively update our steps here. Wait for the action to complete. All right, our build passed. I'm going to, while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to add a task to our project here. I don't want an issue. Add item. Create a draft. There we go. There we go. That's what I wanted. So we'll move that kind of up-ish. Here-ish. We'll go in and save our issue. And we have upgraded Tailwind from 3 to 4. Upcoming videos, we're going to upgrade the rest of the bundle, excluding Rails, and then move from 7.0 to 7.1, 7.1 to 7.2, and 7.2 to 8.0. And it's possible that the rest of the bundle upgrade could go smoothly enough that that becomes one video with the move to 7.1. And then to catch all these videos, make sure to hit the subscribe button. If this video is beneficial to you or helped you get unstuck or something, make sure to like and comment and drive engagement to us. I appreciate you spending the time and attention to watch this, and see you in the next one.
Nerd dice.